So look for yourself. Were you born a leader? Or did you make yourself a leader? Let's look a little deeper. I'm going to suggest that you already are a natural born leader. I'm going to suggest that one possible view is that every human being was born with a self-expression for leadership. How you and I choose to lead becomes a personal journey, of course. However, I do believe, having coached hundreds, thousands of leaders, and they weren't all leaders. I've coached hundreds and thousands of individuals to become great leaders. And the one thing I know for sure, in my experience, every single person has an innate ability to tap into their own vision, their own desire to make a difference, and their own ability to impact others and cause significant change. Every person that I've ever coached has had that ability. Now, whether they fully embrace that, believe it for themselves, or step into their own leadership is another question. But you see, here's where great leadership comes in. As a great leader and a great coach, you would have the ability to bring out other people's leadership. So we know that that's key in people development. Developing people into being great employees, in being great leaders, ambassadors for your business, really does rest on your ability to first know them as how they could be, not necessarily how they see themselves now. So there is, a quote out there which says, great leaders see the leader you could be, not the leader you think you are today. And that's true of great coaches. You think of great coaches from sports teams through the ages have talked about seeing the ability in the player and calling that ability forth through various techniques, but ultimately it's the coach's view of the player that allows them to grow and blossom into the full possibility of their effectiveness. Now that's in sports, but it's no different than in leadership. Do you see, if you have a view of people that some people can make it and some people can't, then you are limiting what is possible the moment that you empower that view. Now, I deal with business all the time, so I want you to know that I'm deeply grounded in the reality of business. And the truth is, some people make it and some people don't. Okay? But I want to encourage you as a high performance habit to nurture the view of others where you are, that they already have everything it takes to succeed at whatever it is that you're asking them to succeed at. And then from that perspective, you see, it's my responsibility as the leader to help other people grow and get there. And I'm always looking at how I can be a better coach, how I can be a better leader, how I can be a better listener. I'm asking myself, what am I missing in this person's development such that they demonstrate more of the behavior that we need around here for high performance? One way of thinking of this is through the acronym UAA, and it stands for You Already Are. So I want you to first know for yourself, whether you're a young leader listening to this or you're a seasoned leader listening to this, that you already are the full possibility of leadership in your chosen field. You were born with the innate ability to lead others, to communicate powerfully, to inspire people into a bigger vision for what was possible for them. You already have that ability. And my opinion of leadership is first with myself, that I have the profound privilege of continuing to discover and call myself forth to be my fullest expression of leadership. And at the same time, when I have that view of myself, I'm able to then offer that to others. When people I coach are questioning themselves, when they're doubting their abilities, when they're up against big challenges and they're ready to give up, I'm able to be there as a coach and a leader to support them through that space. Why? Because I support myself through that space. We're all human and we're going to have challenges to overcome, of course. That's the game of leadership and life. I want to leave you as a high performance habit to check out the way that you view other people and really view yourself. Do you come from the perspective that some people can make it and some people can't? Do you come from the perspective that there's certain abilities or capacities as a leader that you admire in others that you don't have access to? In other words, do you have a view of yourself that you're limited in some way in your leadership effectiveness? I would ask you to question that view and start to entertain the view that perhaps, just maybe, you already are. You already are everything that you admire in others. And if you open yourself up to that, you can absolutely model the behaviors that you want to be as a leader. You can hold yourself to account for showing up that way. And you can then in turn inspire others to develop themselves inside their unique self-expression as leadership. When you put all that together, you really have what I call a people development culture. You have a team of people, which starts with leadership, knowing that people can, if they choose, develop themselves to be any leader that they want to be. And that's what we need to lead the company. That's what we need to lead the organization's vision. We need people who are continuing to grow into what's called for the fulfillment of the big vision together. Okay? But at the individual level, I really need to see for myself as the leader of my business that there's no challenge bigger than what I am capable of accomplishing. I may not have the answer. I may need to go get the advice. I may need to, of course, work hard and role model others. But I'm not limited by some view of myself that there's certain traits that I don't have access to. In other words, try on the high performance habit that you and everyone else were born with the full range of leadership capacity already in us. And then your job as a leader is to both bring it out in yourself and bring it out in others.